All right, what up, what up, what up? I am John, and this is the John Muhammad Podcast show. And today our guest is a brother out of Columbus, Ohio. And when I first got hip to this brother, I heard his music. And the first 2 to 3 things I said to myself was, this brother is very positive, very intellectual, and he's smooth, especially with the ladies. And so I was able to get in touch with some of his people. And then that's when I found out that this brother was signed to a label called SuperwomenUnlimited. So if you know anything about Karen White, then you know the song Superwoman. Every man should know it because every woman was singing it to him. I ain't your superwoman. So on that note, we're going to jump right into this thing because I know this brother's got some fire stories to tell us. So all my fans and all my followers, show mad love. For we got Akbar in the building. What up, my brother?
Good, what's good? What's good with you, family, man? I appreciate that introduction, man. It was beautiful. That was beautiful, man.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. You deserved it, man. Just been jamming your music, man. And like I said, one of the first things that hit me was your positive. You know, you was very positive and you was very intellectual with your lyrics, which you don't always get that in music. So, you know, today, but we gonna cover all of that. So let's take it back to the beginning. You was born in Columbus, Ohio, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Born in Columbus, Ohio. Moved around a little bit as a kid. Second grade, ended up moving to Florida. Was out there for probably about 6 years, man. So I did some time out in Florida. To be exact. And that's coincidentally, man. That's where Trayvon Martin ended up running into that situation with George Zimmerman as well, too, man. So
wow.
We moved from Atlanta, I moved back to Columbus with my dad. I was there ever since.
Wow. So tell us about that upbringing and where did it come to a point where you was like, man, I want to do this music thing for a living?
Yeah, I really didn't run into that whole feeling, man, until I kind of like transitioned out of college, so because like my upbringing was just, very traditional, man. I had a lot of freedom in my later years, though, after I moved back to Columbus with my dad and stuff like that. But just coming up, man, I had my grandmother, she was doing a lot of the rearing and stuff like that. I lived with my mom. I got 4 sisters as well, so okay. Music is something that's big in my family, big in our family. Right. We grew up on that neo soul, the Music Soul Child and the Lauryn Hills and long. That's before they had GPS, so that's when right. Use the MapQuest.
Right.
Just going all the way back there, man. I've always been a big fan of music, especially soul music. And wanted to, when I came into the whole sense of making music, I just wanted to emulate, what made me fall in love with music when I first heard it. What I'm saying? Okay. That's the essence of the songs I try to create, though.
So who was some of those artists?
As far Common, most definitely, man. Early Kanye's and Lauryn Hill and Donnell Jones.
Yeah.
So many of the names, so many I could pull from Jaheim. And I look up to a lot of different types of rappers. It's a lot of new rappers that I mess with as well. J. Cole, Kendrick, Freddie Gibbs. Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Brand Nubian, artists. So, just trying to pull from all those great artists and great musicians, man, of the past. And I try not to limit myself and just talking about one thing, because people try to box as just being a conscious rapper, but if you're a conscious person, I feel like you automatically fall into that label, being a conscious rapper. Right. So, I claim myself to be a rapper that's conscious. So I always got to drop some students, but I don't want to, beat the dead horse, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Because it's only conscious things I could break down in the music, but I'm always going to drop those seeds and every song that we try to do.
Right. So, okay. So you're doing your music. How did your music get on the desk of Karen White, and what song was it that made her like, yeah, let's invest in this brother and see what we can come up with?
Man, that really was a godsend, You know, my dad ended up moving out to California, like while I was in high school and stuff like that. And he ended up running into Miss Karen, and they ended up hitting it off, becoming great friends. Okay. So he established that relationship a while ago, but I had never met her. Just knew that he was cool with her. And so when I matriculated out of school, man, you know, took a little break from school. I was majoring in like manufacturing engineering and stuff like that. And I was just, you know, chasing the bag, man. I really wasn't chasing my passion. So, you know what I'm saying? You get up in them higher levels of math, you really got to have something that's holding you, you know what I'm saying, to want to go through with that all the way. And so, you know, I just matriculated out of school just to take a break and find out what I wanted to do. And the corona pandemic hit, you know, so I'm trapped in the crib at this point, working in a warehouse. But I had like a laptop, man, on GarageBand. And I always was a fan of like writing music. I always wrote songs, even in high school, middle school. But I never serious, you know what I'm saying? And just to sidetrack off of that, you know, just especially like in the Black community, man, you know, growing up, you never really told to pursue that creative aspect about yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's always play sports or go to school. Yeah. You know, really got an artistic way about you. It's never really encouraged to make a living out of that type of stream. So, and so it had to come into. And so I sent some songs to my dad. My first single, YRBG, Young Righteous Black Girl, Everlasting. Some more songs that's gonna be on my up and coming EP. I guess he played it for Miss Karen. I didn't send him with like no intention for him to play it to Miss Karen or anything like that. I was just like, you know, I'm saying I need some extra ears on this. Okay. And I guess she heard YRBG and she just fell in love with it, man. She didn't know who I was at that point in time. Like he didn't let her know that, you know, this is my son's music. Right. You know, he just played. So she ended up calling me, you know, out of the blue and out of nowhere, man, asking if I would down to come to Atlanta and go into the actual studio and re-record some of these songs because it was a nasty, you know, that garage band is nothing like the actual studio, you know.
Oh,
so,
right.
You know what I'm saying? So she
big difference.
Got me big difference, man. Yeah, big difference in quality. So she got me down there in the studio, man. Redid it, and you know, rest is history. After that, man, she loved the way that I you know, just moved. And when she met me and stuff like that, she felt like I was, you know what I'm saying, just a respectful young man, and she put her brand on. And she offered me a deal to her new label, SuperwomenUnlimited, man. And so, you know, we've been working ever since, you know what I'm saying? We went out to LA. It was my first in California in general. You know what I'm saying? Went out to LA and Sacramento to shoot some music videos for Everlasting Thought and Young Righteous Black. And it's just been a surreal moment ever since, man. We just been grinding, and I have this EP that's on the way, Born King. You know what I'm saying? Drop that next month. So, a lot of projects.
Wow. Wow, you staying busy. That's what's up, though. That's how you got to do it. That's how you got to do it. Yeah, it's a big world out here. So, you know, you could be somewhere new every day. You know, somebody don't know nothing about you, and now all of a sudden they hearing your song coming out to speakers and you doing your thing. So let's talk about that first single.
Yes, sir.
YRBG. What does that stand for?
YRBG. So it's an acronym for Young Righteous Black Girl. Man. You know, it was most definitely a song that, you know, was inspired just by the, you know, Black women that I'm surrounded by. And I came up around, you know, countless Black women that touched my life in a positive way, man. Like, you know, at this point in time, it was just vital to show Black women, women's empowerment outside of them adopting feminism, adopting, you know, feeling like the only way to empower women is to walk around butt naked outside or something like that. And that's empowering women. And so, you know, if that's what they feel they need to be empowered by all means, go ahead. But, you know, I want to give them that alternative pill of, you talk about the legacy that you come from, you know what I'm saying? Just because I know what a knowledge of self did for me, coming into a knowledge of self, and make you move, walk different, talk different, and all those different types of things. And just gives you self-confidence that you can, you know what I'm saying, do whatever it is that you set your mind to. So I didn't want to limit Black women. Plus I got nieces, man, you know. It was a point, man, my nieces had hit me with the, because I played YRBG for them, and they love the song so much. But they was like, Uncle, you know, why wouldn't I want to be white?
All right.
I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, even my nieces got
Yep.
mindset. And that just goes to show you, man, that society, especially this society, man, is working in overdrive, you know what I'm saying, to program these kids, man, from the womb.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, we send them to school 9 hours out of the day, you know what I'm saying? They come home, we put them in front of the television,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? The programming really never stops, man, unless
It don't.
we pour into them ourselves. And so that's what we got to do, man. We got to take accountability on that aspect.
Oh wow, wow. You talking now. You talking now. So yeah, that programming is thick, man. I was
Yeah,
just talking to a couple young ladies, and you got all this different stuff going on, and you could just see the confusion in them.
man.
A lot of them be wanting to know, what the truth is, but just not enough people are talking about it. So, that if you keep telling somebody something enough times, eventually they'll believe it. And
Facts.
and now all of a sudden you got other problems on your hands. So,
Facts.
all right, so we got all of these artists out here, and I know a few of them whom I was hip to them in the beginning. And in the beginning, they did more positive music.
Mm.
But it seems like later on, once they got locked in with the label, all of a sudden their music changed.
Mm.
What's going to be the difference with Akbar?
The difference with me, man, from a lot of other dudes is, I was born in the nation, man. You know what I'm saying? Like my whole entire life. Like it's not been I was junior FOI growing up. And not saying that that's going to shield you just from running into the real world. You know what I'm saying? But it's a different principle that you stand on, man. And I'm not looking for a major label to come and hand me a bag or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they want to do distribution deals, we could talk about it. But as far as, controlling the content that I'm trying to put out, it's me. You know what I'm saying? It's the content that I want to put out. And I'm not saying that every song is up the alley of consciousness, but most definitely it's not up the alley of degradation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in it to degrade my people or degrade women. You know what I'm saying? Talk about niggas and all this other types of stuff, man. Like, it's so much. The music, man, it's really taps into the metaphysical, man. It really taps into the spiritual realm when you talk about music. You got songs that, from your childhood that you go back and you listen to right now. You can remember certain things about your elementary school or what girl you were talking to at that time and the smells of, that you remember song came on. So you just got to use music, man, because they know how powerful music is. So that's why they want us to use it the way we've been using it. You know what I'm saying? But we just use it in a manner to where, we uplifting. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're getting from it. That's the whole energy behind it, man. We could be in it for that quick 2 million 7 album contract, terrible 360 deal. Got to see further in the future than that, man.
Wow. Yeah. I love the way you think, brother. That's what's up. So yeah, we got this music out here. I think I was talking to another young artist about. It seems to me that you go back in the day, especially like with rap music. Back then, we would hear Humpty Hump, Shock G, rest in peace to that brother. We would hear PE, things of that nature. But then it kind of hit me when I don't know, was that a year or so ago? We looked on the charts. It was Cardi B, and then of course she has that song, which I'm sure you already know. I ain't gonna say it, but wet. You know what I'm saying? And
yes, sir.
I was like, how did it get to this point to where, because we always had that music. If you go way, way back in the day, we had Luke Skywalker and 2 Live Crew and but back then, it was, you had to look, you had to find, you had to, you weren't gonna hear that on the radio. And now we have this type of music on the radio. So what is that saying? What does that say about where we're going?
Man, and that says a lot, man, especially if we continue down that path of just the manipulation behind it all. And you know what I'm saying, we're willing to be manipulated just because, you know, our bank account is looking right. You know what I'm saying? We liable to be that mouthpiece. You know, it's I was doing some research, man, and you know, about just man. You know what I'm saying, certain African tribes in the Congo working with Belgium to, you know what I'm saying, enslave the masses of the Congo, going and chopping people's hands off and stuff like that. So we got to look at, you know, that message similar to that, man, just because it's really being the same, you being used as the same type of tool metaphorically. I mean, you're not really chopping nobody's hand off, but in the long run, you might as well. You know what I'm saying? When you look at it in the long run and you're looking at it as in what we're influencing the kids by. You know, we got Lil Nas X and, you know, and twerking on the devil and stuff like that. And, you know what I'm saying, just his reasoning behind it was just like still like woozy, you know what I'm saying, woozy to me, man. But that just goes to show you, like, the machine isn't really interested in us with talent anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's really interested in, you know what I'm saying, just us being a mouthpiece to spread what they want us to spread. So if we not ourselves, we're not looking at, you know what I'm saying, that's why we really got to understand them and understand the system and who the enemy is, man, or else we'll be used for, you know, pawns against our own people, man. Like, that's as simple I could put it in simple terms without banging on anybody too hard. Right. But, you know, yeah, man, we just got to have that type of confidence and just that self-worth of, like, you know, damn, you know what I'm saying? I know, you know what I'm saying, it's a fun song. I want to be a fun artist, but what's the message with that type of song out, with this type of visual for it? You know what I'm saying? Because they got man, they plan years in ahead, you know what I'm saying? They try to plan out years in ahead, you know, and emulate us and how we plan things out, you know, how we write history and walk into it. That's what they try to emulate. And so we just got to understand just the science and the mathematics behind it all.
Right. Wow. So how did we get here? I mean, how did it get to a point where our most treasured music is now being used as a weapon against us? Because it's just it's so widespread. How did we get here? How did we allow that to happen?
I feel like oh yeah, and I mean, and I can't speak with the absolute surety, but, you know what I'm saying, just my humble opinion, man, I feel like we take it back to like the late 90s, mid 90s, you know what I'm saying, with NWAs, and, you know, you got these groups, these rap groups that are you know, just looking for the bag, man, because, you know, at that point in time, hip hop wasn't a mainstream thing prior to that. Right. You know, when Big Daddy Kane's and the Rakims, it was mainstream, but it wasn't what it is now, to, you know what I'm saying, right now.
Right.
They saw what it could be. They saw that, you know what I'm saying, because we run culture, especially in America. You know what I'm saying? They know the young black youth run, you know, just the culture of America and the trends. We set trends. And so, you know, when we get these artists that, you know, getting looked by RCA and Universal, Warner Brothers, and all these big major labels, and willing to sign to the labels and stuff like that, man. And, you know, now the labels basically control what they want to put out and what they can't put legally. You know, we stuck in these deals and we making music. And so that's the blueprint. And I feel like that's where you could really see it started. You know, and prior to that, you know, you had black artists in terrible deals, but we were making good music at that time, though. You know what I'm saying? You had the Cadillac Records with you know, our name is escaping me right now. You know what I'm saying? These crazy artists, you know what I'm saying? These crazy talented artists that were just being used by the system. So with hip hop came, it was just more so of, we can use that to promote, you know, just dysfunction in black communities. You know what I'm saying? We could use that to war East Coast with the West Coast. We could use that to war Bloods and Crips and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And so you see that today, like, on an even more massive scale. You know what I'm saying? You got just, you know, certain people that feel like the only way they can make it in music is, you know, just rapping about all the dirt that they did in the past, you know, and just the beef out in their neighborhoods or just starting up. They want to shoot niggas. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a domino effect, man. You could really just see the ladder just once those major labels start getting involved in hip hop, how to begin to change.
Wow. So what's the difference? Because I do remember some artists back in the day, and they would give you that story, and it was a level of gangster in it. But it seemed like back then they would always be real about it and let you know this story ends like Tony Montana. You're going to take 5 of them in the chest. You know, you're going to have a terrible ending. Where did it come to a point where I think Scarface said it the best when he called them studio gangsters. Now all of a sudden, it's not really telling you, look, if you sell these drugs, if you do it like this and do it like that, this will be your ending, jail, or you probably get murdered or something like that. But now you got the more glamorizing the drug selling, glamorizing, hey, I'll kill you, glamorizing. What needs to happen for us to start fighting back against that? Is it just the music, or is it everything in general? We have to change the shows, we have to change the music, we have to change the whole thing in order to start getting our children back.
Man, yeah, and I most definitely feel you on the studio gangster thing, man. Just because, you know, our kids idolize a lot of these rappers, and you know, this music will pump them up to go and pop some Zans and go get some guns, and you know what I'm saying, and do all the extra stuff that they hear dudes talk about in their music now, when in reality, you know what I'm saying, some dudes don't, you know what I'm saying, haven't even lived that type of life. Dudes get a whole bunch of tattoos once they get that deal. You know what I'm saying? Once they get signed to that label. And then they go out and get a whole bunch of guns, you know what I'm saying, so they can maintain that look. You know what I'm saying? So it's just a system right now, man. We most definitely have to educate our kids on what's real and what's not at this point in time. Right. Educate on you know what I'm saying, like just life, you know what I'm saying? Because there's no reason to where, you know, our young boys, you know what I'm saying, should be looking up to the young NBA young boy for guidance through, right, you know, tough times, you know what I'm saying? Right. I remember that's when like Chief Keef and stuff like that was heavy, you know, and we used to take like quotes from certain rap songs and just, you know, man, this is the quote that I live by, Chief Keef, blah, blah, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude is me, a couple years older, a little bit older, but you know what I'm saying, same age as me. And you know, so it's just a lot of confusion going on, man. And that's how the devil operates, man, in confusion. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way he can operate. So if not breaking down what's real and what's not to the kids, man, and really being involved in what they take it in. Because my grandmother used to tell me all the time, like, your diet, what you eat, is what you do, is what you watch. You know what I'm saying? It's what you take into your soul. You know what I'm saying? Wow. We gotta understand that, especially the young ones out here. They gotta understand that. You know, they gotta understand that. You know, because I know young dudes, man, and it's been out there, and you know, they feel like, you know, they pop perks and stuff like that, and they do that just to, you know what I'm saying, just to go and shoot at somebody. They gotta go pop a perk. You know, that lets you know, you know what I'm saying, that's not a part of your nature, man. If you gotta feel like you gotta become out yourself just to go and do something you heard about, or you know what I'm saying, feel like you gotta prove it. And that's a lot of the times, man. It's just a lot of young dudes feel like they gotta prove themselves. Right. A lot of dudes, you know what I'm saying, come up in great situations, great households, 2-parent households. And for that, you know, they feel like they gotta overexert, you know what I'm saying, just certain things that they hear about their favorite rappers talk about and stuff. Right. So, you know, it's gotta get comfortable with ourselves, man. You know, a lot of dudes out here not comfortable with themselves, and everybody want to be somebody else. Everybody want to be a young boy. I remember, man, I was watching a Professor Griff on this Nick Cannon's class interview. Okay. And he had it was so wild. He's like, they killed all the bigs and birthed all the littles. Like, hey, all the rappers wanted to call themselves big, Big L, Big Daddy. What I'm saying? Big was the main thing. Now it's a whole bunch of littles. Everybody want to be little this. Little,
yeah.
It just shows the shift in mentality. What I'm saying? It just shows the shift in mentality, man, and just character. What I'm saying? And how we view ourselves at this point in time, and that's by design.
Wow. So it seems like now. Are you still there, brother? Hello?
Yes, sir. I was breaking up a little bit.
Okay.
You hear me?
Yep. Okay. I think we're good. It seems like now more than ever, we're lacking that man in the house. I always said that, a lot of times, especially with the kids that I was able to raise, I always taught them, like when dealing with the police, deal with them like you're dealing with a gang member. If you standing there with some hand and some skin and they got guns, you're going to have to use this intellect, because what you got physically ain't going to do it against them. So now you're going to have to be a little bit wiser than them. And I grew up with a father, and he gave me a lot of that information, to where some of my homies that I came up with, some of them didn't have fathers, and it did make a difference. How important is a father in the household right now?
Man, I feel like that's if not number one, most definitely a close second, man. It's just important for, like, especially young Black youth, just to see healthy relationships, man, and understand what stability actually looks like, and really get that, that yin and that yang. Just because, what I'm saying, you can't have just one and expect a balance to be there, So we got a lot of dudes, what I'm saying, like you said, being raised by single mothers, single mother homes, and they got to work, what I'm saying, to provide for a whole household. And so, and that just goes back to who's raising you. You know what I'm saying? So who's raising you at the end of the day? Society, you just taking in what society shows you. Is your mom really instilling, what I'm saying? And it's only so much she could do as a woman to instill what it is to be a man in you. So that's why we see a lot of emotional dudes running around with guns nowadays. You know what I'm saying? A lot of overly emotional young dudes out here that feel like they gotta just overexert themselves and stuff, just because they never been showed what it was to be an actual man, so they can only go off of what they see on TV. And so I was looking at this one study that showed how in Africa they did like an experiment with elephants, man, and they took like a whole bunch of male bull elephants, the older elephants, out of this nature reserve that they had. And showed that the young male bull elephants, when they grew up, they was running through villages and, what I'm saying, just causing havoc throughout the whole reserve that they was in, like killing female elephants and stuff like that. And, without that adult male elephant, of just about how, the young male elephants didn't really know how to be, what I'm saying? They didn't tame that wild side of them. And so once they introduced the male bull elephants, the older ones, back into, what I'm saying, the nature reserve, and almost instantaneously, and so and that's an actual experiment. Maybe y'all could go research it and Google and break a little bit better than what I can, but I just thought that was profound, just to see something like that in nature, what I'm saying, understand that in nature, understand that in general. And what I'm saying, it just goes to show you just how, life, man, is not too different. What I'm saying? We can learn a lot just from life. And so, we run around here thinking that we know a lot of things, especially me, growing up, for my early years, I really didn't have my dad around like too much and stuff like that, just because we moved to Florida. You know, when I moved back to Columbus with him, you know what I'm saying, it was certain things that he taught me that stuck, you know, certain things that, you know what I'm saying, made me view things a different way. Because before, like, you know, middle school, elementary school, I was wild, you know. You know, I didn't really, you know, I was arguing with girls and stuff like that. I argued with the teachers, stuff, you know what I'm saying? It was something that he still told me to stick with me today, man. It was like, you know, you'll never win an argument with a woman if you sitting up arguing with a woman, man. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you won, you know, you're going to lose because you look stupid arguing with, you know what I'm saying, going back and forth with her. You know what I'm saying? So that, it, like, really, like, you know, he told me that in middle school, man. That just changed my whole trajectory about how I deal with just certain situations like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to sit up argue, you know what I'm saying? I'm not about to win this argument. And so it's just a lot of dudes that don't have, you know, older men, man, just dropping them certain seeds and films, you know, because they want the man out the household. You know what I'm saying? This he wants black men out the household. They want them to be incarcerated just so they can, you know, incarcerate the young black men at a certain point in time, or, you know, feminize them and make them obsolete to their counterpart to where, you know what I'm saying, it's all population control. You know what I'm saying? They just really want us to stop being so reproductive as we are. And so, you know, so we got to just understand that lesson, man. Understand that the message that they're sending us, you know.
Right. No, you hit it right there. We got to understand the message that they sending us. So, okay, we're in 2021. You went there, so I'm a jump on it.
Yes, sir.
We got male rappers now with dresses on performing. And, you know, I'm sure you can name a few of them. The last one, because here's the thing about it. All right, if that's your thing, if that's what you do, that's what you do. But now we have, I think it was Kid Cudi, who I don't believe he's gay. I don't believe he's, you know, but yet he was on, I don't know if it was SNL or one of those shows where he had a dress on. So what's happening in the industry to where your peoples will come up to Akbar and be like, listen, man, if you put this dress on, I know we could hit 5-10 million people tonight. And a lot of us will go for that bull. How does what's going on in the industry? Because you're an industry cat, you in there. What's going on in the industry that would make a Kid Cudi put on a dress, especially when he's not even cut like that? We've never seen that.
Never seen that out of him. And I was a big Kid Cudi fan until I seen him do that, man. You know, I still music, but, you know, you got to question dudes' character, things like that. And it's, you know, it's nothing wrong, man, with just standing on your morals, man, standing on that morality that your people kicked you as a kid. You know what I'm saying? They make it seem as if you throwing on a dress is so progressive or something like that. As a man throwing on a dress is so progressive. And, you know, got to understand that, you know, certain things that Europeans have always done that isn't a part of our nature. You know what I'm saying? They've all, like, the male Europeans back in the day, throw on makeup, and it was a point in time to where they didn't have any female actresses, you know what I'm saying? So all the females in the Shakespearean plays was played by little boys and stuff like that with wigs on. Okay. That's true fact. Women wasn't allowed on the stage in the theater these days. And so, you know, so we got to understand, you know what I'm saying, just like the things that they accept can't be the things that we accept. You know what I'm saying? Just because nature is different, man. And what's going on in the industry right now is just what we see going on in America about just trying to blur the lines of gender, trying to blur the lines of what sexuality actually is. You know what I'm saying? I was talking to one of my female mentors today, man. She was talking about how at her job, you know, they making her learn all these new terms for gender and stuff like that. She was like, it's over 20-something different terms they want me to learn. I just thought it was male and female. You know what I'm saying? So now you got cisgender, you got transgender, you got all, you know what I'm saying, all these different genders and stuff like that. You know, trying to redefine what it is, you know, to be a male or a woman and stuff like that. And so I feel like they're just trying to set the stage, man. So people can come in and start being in a relationship with children. The pedophiles can have their way and stuff like that. I feel like that's what trying to set the stage at right now at this point in time. With dudes on dresses and stuff. Yeah, you know, and that's the thing, you know, you got the love is love quote that they like to use. And, you know, when you, and I'm not saying it's nothing wrong, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not how I roll or anything like that. But if that's how you want to live your life, I'm not saying that you should be burned or lynched or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we got to keep that message away from the kids. I don't feel like, you know, kids are, you know, why should we care about, you know what I'm saying, the sexual preference of children at the end of the day? You know, I was looking at something, man, it got Similac to where the Similac now has, like, you know, you can buy a certain formula with hormone blockers in the Similac. You know what I'm saying? Trying to, like, what age are you drinking Similac? You know what I'm saying? What age a person is drinking Similac? You know, I know I would drink Similac at 4 or 5 or nothing like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We gotta understand the society that we live in, man, because it's all really biblical. And when you see yourself in scripture, and that's what we gotta do, man. We gotta see ourselves in scripture and see our situation in scripture, because they would like put a mythological type of experience on it, when in reality, you know, Honorable Elijah Muhammad used to say that, you know, scripture is 25% history and 75% prophecy. So if we look at it like that, you know what I'm saying? Because Moses was already Egyptian, you know, got to look at who the actual Moses is going to be pulling people out of the modern day Egypt, who that modern day people are, you know what I'm saying? And what were they facing at that time in scripture? And you know what I'm saying? So, and I don't even want to go too heavy on that aspect of it. It's just, you know, we got to see ourselves in scripture, man. It's time to see ourselves, because playing out right our face, whether we like it or not. You know what I'm saying? They coming for the old traditional ways that, you know, we just think is normal. They're trying to change up, add a whole new thing to it. You know, they got little boys, you know, dressing up as girls. You know, I used to love Dwayne Wade, man. He used to be one of my favorite basketball players, man. Now I can't even, you know, understand what has transpired to, you know, to that whole way, man. So it's just a weird thing that we're going through right now, man. And so unless we see ourselves in scripture, man, we're not gonna understand it, because it paints the picture for us.
Yep.
You know?
And it seems to me that somebody must know our history or know who we are or where we came from, because this isn't just a couple mistakes. This has been a planned out many years, put into play, to where we are looking at, okay, we look at all the movies that's come out, and they're starting to put more Black in, you know, in these positions. But for it to go so many years of you saying Jesus is white, and it's like, okay, well, what were you thinking? What was the mindset? Somebody got to know something to where they're going to, hey, we're going to make sure these people never know who they are, never know who Moses or the true Noah, or, you know, what the color of those, you know, we try not to be like, okay, the color is so important, but it has to be important because this big lie has been based off of color. So it's important to somebody. So yeah, that's one of the things I wanted to do in my future. I said, if I can live long enough, and I definitely want to make a movie and put it in its proper perspective and put the right people, so that people could see, okay, this is the whole truth about what it was saying in the Quran, or this is the whole truth about what it was saying in the Bible. But what's the mindset of somebody trying to totally erase who another group of people, who they were or are.
Man, that's a wicked mindset, man. You know, that's oracle with just you know, in the Bible scripture it talks about Esau and Jacob, and you know what I'm saying, still his birthright and stuff like that. You know, so it's so metaphoric, man, and it's so deep. And even with scripture, you know what I'm saying, when you think about it, how they went into scripture, man, and took chapters out and rearranged and you know what I'm saying, with the Greek scribes that they had going over the Bible, stuff like that. They took the name of Allah out the Bible. When you think about the Hebrew E and the English A are really the same thing, you know what I'm saying? But they make a differentiation on it. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so you have El instead of Ah, you know what I'm saying? You have Elohim, Elo, and so it just really runs deep, man. And unless we do the history and we do the studying ourselves, because the information is out here, you know what I'm saying? They're most definitely out here, man. You have white scholars that attest to, you know, our history and stuff like that did it unbiasedly. And so, but if we look to our oppressors, man, to educate us about ourselves, then they always gonna only start the lesson with 1492. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing we really understand. That's the only thing they tell us about 1492. They don't even tell you about the creation of ancient Greece. They just tell you that it was, you know what I'm saying? They don't even go into ancient Rome and the fall of ancient Rome. They just tell you that it was, you know. And so 1492 is where they love to start off at, because that's everything past 1492 is where they had civilization in place. Anything prior to that, you know, you had the wild men of Europe. You had the Black Moors going in and civilizing and sophisticating all of Europe. You know, Europe prior to that had a 25% illiteracy rate. You know, they didn't know mathematics. They couldn't build certain structures and stuff like that. Kings and the queens sleeping in pits with the animals, barns with the animals and stuff. And you know, unless we do the education, really understand, because I be talking about just even older, some of the elders, you know what I'm saying, some of the older Black people who mean well, but just haven't done their history and haven't done that type of research to break free from the mind that they had. So now it's a rusted lock on the way that they think and the things that they think. You know, I was breaking down to somebody about like certain, you know what I'm saying, just the numbers that we use are Arabic numbers. You know what I'm saying? They're called Arabic numerals. They use Roman numerals, which was a whole bunch of tally marks and stuff like that. So imagine doing calculus with a whole bunch of tally marks. You know what I'm saying? That's basically being possible, man. You know, so we got to understand just the things that, you know what I'm saying, we brought to civilization, man. So we'll have a better understanding about ourselves and a greater appreciation for ourselves. Just because without that, you know, we just think that we slave, you know, came from, you know, and that's what they like to spread the whole thing of like, oh, Africans sold y'all into slavery anyway, so y'all should be more, you know, but in reality, you got to do the history of the Lancados, who the Lancados were, before we talk about Africans selling us into slavery. Because, you know, once they expelled the Moors out of Portugal and Spain and southern France and stuff like that, expelled a lot of Jewish people out of those same areas and same regions, and a lot of those same you know, Jewish refugees, or whatever we would like to call them, you know, went to Cape Verde. You talk about Cape Verde on the side of West Africa, on the coast of West Africa, and started conducting raids on the mainland continent of Africa, taking and kidnapping Black women off those and bringing them back to Cape Verde and impregnating them. And so they would have offspring of a mixed child, and they would name the offspring the Lancados. Lancados in Portuguese means outsiders. And so these were the people that they were sending into Africa to actually go and round up the slaves, just because, you know, they knew that their immune system wouldn't be able to handle mainland Africa. They couldn't go into certain countries. They couldn't go too far off the coast. You know what I'm saying? So unless we do like the history of that and understand like just how systematic and how they really set it up, man, and how long the method of promoting light over dark, you know what I'm saying, where that actually even comes from. Where that comes from, you know, just the grafting system of Yakub, you know what I'm saying, promoting the light skin over the darker. It's the same method that they use today when they go and colonize places. So, you know, it's just important, man, that, you know, we not shy away from history or shy away from just doing the research and doing the education, just because that'll paint such a lot of things just start falling into place.
Wow. Yeah, you dropping science now, brother. You dropping science. We could do this for 2-3 hours. Hey, real talk.
Don't get me started, man.
Right. It's always refreshing to talk to a young brother, young sister who has a certain level of understanding, have done their research as far as life, and starting to question everything. You know, man. It's always refreshing to have that. So just through this interview, man, I want to push your music even more, do everything I can, because I know we need more representation out there that's going to give the kids the truth about who they are, and tell them where to study and try to find out more about themselves. And through that's where the self-esteem comes in. Because like you said, our beginning, according to history here in the United States, our beginning is slavery, which is inaccurate. We're much bigger, much greater than that. And then when you look at the whole picture and look at what was done to us, that tells you, okay, well, what's the mindset behind that? Because somebody really wants to keep us in the dirt. You know what I'm saying? They don't want us competing for the jobs. They don't want us in school learning what we need to learn, or, you know, they want us out here in the drugs and you know, keeping us going in and out of penitentiary so they can still get that free labor. So before I'll take it back to music before we get too far out there. But okay, you remember slavery, and then all of a sudden slavery was so-called abolished or whatever. But then that's when all of these penitentiaries started to pop up. So was that a continuation of slavery? Because we got a lot of cats in prison, and you know, if they making 50 cents a day, they doing good up in there. So it's basically still a modern day slavery. What do you think about that?
Man, that couldn't be anything. You know, that's the truth, man. You know, it most definitely is. I was watching the 13th on Netflix, and I was that you know, it really struck a nail in the coffin on that one, man. 13th, and just they also have another one called Slavery by a Different Name on PBS. If you look at, yes, they have a documentary just documenting that technically slavery didn't end until 1956, they said. In that documentary, just about how, you know, vagrancy laws was set into place in different places, and you know, you could be arrested just for the simplest things, to put on the chain gang, and ain't nobody coming to get you. You know what I'm saying? And Vice also, man, Vice has this one episode on Vice News, which is like HBO's news channel, and they have a YouTube page. It's called like the Slavery Detective, man. A Black woman goes throughout the South, just reconnecting different families that were lost in slavery and stuff like that, man. She went to this one out in what was it called? Sugarland, Texas, or something like that, man. Out there in Texas, in the Mississippi. It was in Mississippi, actually. About this, you know what I'm saying? It's this whole white plantation still, man. They still got a dude working on the plantation basically for free. And, you know, they did the interview. Dude been there his whole entire life. His family was, you know what I'm saying, they worked the same way, like, you know what I'm saying, been there his whole entire life, but he the only one left right now. And you know, when he talking to the camera, man, they don't even look the camera like in the eye. And it's a black dude that's like conducting the whole interview and stuff like that, man. But you know,
Wow.
it just show you. I wouldn't be surprised, man, if it was. Have you ever seen The Village before, man? A movie called The Village.
I did. I really need to see it because somebody was telling me it had a deeper meaning and story to it, but I do remember pieces and bits of it.
Yeah, how they were like acting like they was living in 1814 or something like that, but it was really like 2005. You know,
okay.
I wouldn't be surprised, man, if it was some outback, you know, hick plantation somewhere still operating like they was in 1815, man. You know, with a whole thing, whole plantation running and stuff like that, man. Kind of like antebellum. So,
right.
You know, so you know, it's just wild, man. Just about once you really learn, just all of the illusion and, you know what I'm saying, the enchantment that's going on, you know, especially in this world, because white supremacy is global. You really just start to question and break down certain things. Like, you know, you look at the map, for instance, you know, they love to paint the map of the United States as you look at the map like a regular map, man, you'll think that the United States was one of the largest continents, one of the, largest countries out there. But in reality, man, they use a map that just enlarges Europe, enlarge, the United States, you know what I'm saying, and make it look like Africa is, not as big as what it really is. When in reality, you can fit 3 of the United States in Africa, man, plus China, more states, so it's just like the educational racism, man, is one thing that we really gotta overcome and come into a knowledge of, because I have like family members they just feel like, what I'm saying, they just so highly educated. They got their masters and PhDs and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But I hate having conversations with them about certain things just because, they try to use European education on world history, man, and on just certain things that, like, you can't use that, you know what I'm saying? Or, because it's nothing worse than an educated fool, man. Like, worse than educated fool. And so, unless we really doing the research and doing the education, like, you being able to name all 50 states ain't really saying nothing. You feeling like you so Pan-African just because you can name the 54 countries in Africa ain't really saying nothing, man. When you think about it, all those countries, none of them are over 100 years old. You know what I'm saying? Ethiopia is probably the oldest, but it's been colonized by the Italians and stuff like that. That's why it's, deals with the poverty and situations that you see it in. A lot of those countries got the independence in the 1960s. And still paying the IMF and EU billions of dollars each year, so it's just, a lot of things, man, that we got to come into a knowledge of, man, especially as Black people on this planet, just because we're such a, man, we talk about our legacy, man. You talk about just the legacy of Black people with so much things that we don't understand about ourselves. So, we were the first seafaring people, man, circumnavigating the globe out of the Congo. They said 90,000 years ago, man. They said they was finding mines and stuff like that with bronze tips and harpoons and stuff like that to date back 90,000 years. Wow. You got to think about, just that type of legacy, man. You got, but when, like I said, man, I'm one, I love history. I've always loved history. It wasn't until like later in high school, man, that I fell in love with Black history, because I could I was verbatim regurgitating, European history and history of the United States and stuff like that. I could, but it wasn't until later in life, man, that God, really brought me to the table and just showed me what it is that I really need to be studying and stuff like that. And so that's why, it's just a certain confidence, man, it's a certain confidence it gives you.
Yeah, real talk, man. Like I said, man, I love it when I got these type of artists on here who have self-awareness. So I ain't gonna keep you all night. I know you're a busy man, and when we talk like this, time goes by so fast, man. So right. I try to keep it an hour, but sometimes you be like, man, I got to get this 1 hour and a half, 2 hours right here. But I definitely would love for you to come back through, man, because this is real talk right here. Okay, let's get back to your music. never did say anything about your second single,
Yes,
which
sir.
is Everlasting Thought. Now, this song, it wasn't for the ladies. This was for the brothers. Explain that
Most definitely.
song and tell us what were you saying in that song?
Man, Everlasting Thought, man, was really just an anthem, man, just for those of us coming out of inner city situation, not just even inner city, man, just the whole diaspora for real, man. About just dealing with systemic racism, black, being a young male, dealing with police brutality, dealing with redlining and economic racism, and also trying to maintain a healthy relationship with your girl at the same time. And you know what I'm saying? So I really try to just dive in about that and just express my thoughts. It was just one of those songs where you could just express your thoughts on the track, man. I felt like, it's a lot of, young black artists out here, a lot of young black males and stuff like that, but we don't express our ways in that type of sense to where, what I'm saying, we're talking about, the world around us. And so, it was really one of those type of songs, man. And the sample spoke to me. And, it's, it just really came for full circle, man. It really came full circle. When I look back on it, even looking at the music video that we did for about escaping the apparatus, which is, synonym for, the Matrix, basically. You know what I'm saying? It's just really what we need to do to escape that. And even through it all, even through the systemic racism, even through, just everything that we face and go through, we got to keep moving at the end of the day, man. It's no time to stop or be content with where we are and just take the crumbs that they try to give us. We got to, the door is right there. We got to walk out that door, into the real world someday.
Real talk. Wow. Yeah, this has been educational. This has been great, brother. Before I let you go, give us your media so we can go and check you out, where your music at, Spotty, whatever. I definitely on board, and I'm gonna do what I can do to push your music, man, because I think you got a great message, brother.
That's love, man. And most definitely, man, you can check me out on all my Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I'm trying to think what else. All under the same handle, basically. Akbar the GA, AKBAR, THEG, and the number 8. I also have a website, man. It's up and running. We just now revamped the whole thing, man. You could please subscribe to the email listing that we do. We try to send out a weekly newsletter, man. Just keeping the supporters aware of just what we got going on and the projects that we're doing. But I've been screenwriting and stuff like that as well, man. So I got some short films we're looking to release here soon. So the website is at Akbar, the GA, AKBAR, THEG, and the number 8.com. So just come check us out, man. We also got merch on the website, man. We do free merch giveaways for all the subscribers as well. So, y'all got to come and vibe with us, at the end of the day, man. It's going to be, it's most definitely a journey and a trip, man. Check me out on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify, all under Akbar. Type in Akbar YRBG, man, and I'll be the first name that y'all see. Akbar Everlasting Thought. And we got the remix for YRBG as well, man. It's a rapper out of Chicago. She blessed us with a verse. Shout out to Brittany. And it's just a vibe, man. So I can't wait, man. Born King, the EP.
Okay. We're going to be looking for it, man. I want to give your peoples a shout out, 92 Dime PR. She's definitely handling her business, and she's persistent too. So I was like, oh, okay, he got him a lion over there, so you go get some stuff done.
And shout out to the Queen, man. Shout out to the Superwoman herself, Karen White, man, just for having in me and bringing me around a great team of people, man. Just been promoting and just we've been going crazy, man. Shout out to my manager, my dad is also Derek Muhammad. Miss Rochelle, shout out to Miss Rochelle once again, Miss B, Bridget Vaughn, O'Brien, legendary, iconic, R&B, Soul Train, original ladies, man, Mr. OB, man, O'Brien himself, Bruce Sterling,
Right.
Black Wolf, you know, Brittany, Miss Egypt, Greta Abrams. So the whole team, man, the whole team deserves their flowers, man. And, you know what I'm saying? We really got a lot of projects that we've been working on, and we can't wait for y'all to tap in with them.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, we're going to keep our eyes in tune, brother. I will stay in contact and keep doing what you're doing, man. I'm digging it. I'm loving it. And I'm going to put everybody on to you, man, because you got a message. And I'm digging that message, bro.
All praises due, man. I appreciate you, family.
Yep. You stay up, brother. And we'll talk soon.
Yes, sir. Most definitely. I mean, I love to come back on too, man. Once we drop it.
Got you. Yep. We'll stay in contact, man. And when the time is right, we'll lock in and load. And this time we just gave him a little taste. Next time we going all the way. So
man.
I know you can do it. I know you can do it. So you definitely got your mind right, brother. So keep doing what you're doing, man, and we'll talk soon.
Yes, sir, man. That's love. I appreciate you, family.
Yes, sir, brother. Take care.